Put all my vegetables in the sink, in a clean sink, put salt on
It's
it,
all
wash it
done.
off, and then
It
I
is
clean
all
it
done.
before I blend it. So this is the vegetables you need for the stew for the
All done.
jollof rice. Then I use garlic, ginger, onion, and garlic. I clean them up as well, and then I blend them. Then put it aside. So this is me cleaning all the vegetables I will use for the stew. You can omit the tomatoes if you are going to use tomato paste. If not, it will become too tomatoey, and you don't want it to be too tomatoey. So putting in the tomatoes is not really necessary like that. You need the tomato paste to get the redness in the jollof rice. That's what you do. So this is me just prepping all the veggies for the jollof rice. So this is the garlic, ginger, and habanero. Use half of the habanero. If you use the whole thing, it's going to be very spicy and you may not be able to stand the spice. So take the seeds out to further reduce the hotness of the habanero. So
I
after
remove
that,
all
I
the
clean my
and
sink. Well, clean all the yellow thing on the leg or the thigh side, and then any fat that's on there, I put salt also to clean it up. So you see me trying to remove all the fat and that yellow thing on the side where you hold when you're eating it. Yes, I clean all the yellow from there. So I was using the knife to like scrape it off there. That's what you see me doing. And then remove any excess fats I see all around the chicken. If there's like little feathers here and there, you use the knife to remove it as well. You put people use vinegar to wash their chicken. Whichever way you clean your chicken, you can clean it that way. And after that, I clean my sink with soap and water because chicken can be, I don't know, if you don't clean it right in your sink. Yeah, because I use my sink. Use any oil of your choice to blend the other vegetables. You don't use water. Um, I use this kind of oil, but when I'm cooking for my husband, I use peanut butter oil because he doesn't like the other oils. So you blend it with any oil of your choice. Put it in a big pan like what I have here. Don't use non-stick pan because if you use non-stick pan, you burn the rice. So this is after I have steamed the stew for a while, and then the chicken stock is also ready. You put the chicken stock into the stew and cook it some more. So you cook the stew until you see the oil that you used for blending on top of it. Then you know the stew is ready to be used for the rice. That is like when the stew is well cooked. So I use Royal Jasmine rice. I get it from Sam's Club. You put 2 cups or any amount you want to put in there, depending on the size of your stew. So this is after I've poured the stock out of the chicken. I put a little paprika on there to give it color, and then I put it in my air fryer. Putting it in the air fryer for me is healthier because I don't have to use a lot of oil to fry it. Back home, we normally, after steaming it, use a lot of oil to fry it, but the air in the stock, this is how the stew looks, and it's been 16 minutes. So when you see the oil on top of the stew, that's the time to put in your rice and add in salt to taste. My rice container. Some people wash their rice. I don't wash it. I just use it like that. This is perfume rice, so it has already been washed enough. So I divided my stew into two. I took some out so I can use that for my chicken stew. I add the chicken in afterwards. And this is the stew I'm using. I'm not using a lot of stew, just half of the stew I made. So this is 1 cup of rice. I'm going to add another cup. So 2 cups. And then stir it up. Let me close this thing. Please this is hot. I'm used to doing this, so don't think you can hold it. It's hot. Do not hold it with your bare hands. You can use like a napkin or something like this to hold the pot. Alright. So after stirring in your rice, I didn't put salt in this, so I use my eyes to gauge the salt. You can just do a tablespoon or a teaspoon. I don't know, however you because I'm using my mind to gauge it. Alright. And then after you've mixed this in, when I want to check, I do this to taste the salt. Okay. It's okay. We don't want to put too much salt and then have it being salty. My grandmother used to say it's better to be under salty than over salty, because under salty at least you can add some to it, but when it's over salty you can't do anything about it to fix it. The air fryer is also cooking, so I need to flip it around and then it will be done. I usually used to put aluminium foil in there, but these days everything is bad for you. They keep saying aluminium foil is dangerous, blah blah blah. So the usual airtime time was 20 minutes, but I turn it up to 30 so I can get the brownness and the crispness of it all. So this is the second half of the cooking of the chicken. When you're flipping the rice, when you're turning the rice, you take it from the bottom and flip it upside down. That's how you get it all to cook. And then after this, cover it with paper towel. I take two, I put it together, and then I put it on top of the food. Sometimes you may need to like finagle it to make sure all the rice is covered by the. Alright, and then you cover it, and you have to cook it on low heat. This is the tomato paste. Low heat, so put it at maybe 2. I don't know. When it's done, so I'll put it inside the stew. So I'm gonna add my peas and carrots. Add like half of it. Oops. And I almost added the whole bag. And because there's water in there, if your rice lacks like moisture, it will add a little moisture to it, and you don't have to add water in itself to it. So yeah, see how beautiful the jollof is looking, because I'm holding the phone with one hand. So after this, you put your paper towel back on, and then you cover the rice, and the rice is still cooking at low heat. It will only cook to perfection on low heat. This is all done. It is all done. All done.